Happy December.
Happy December.
We're starting on our hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Now, if this starts to get into your wrists, some of you already have cushions, you're set up. But you can always walk your hands to the top of your mat and let your fingers drape over the front of your mat. But right now, I just want you to feel like you're pushing your head back into space a little bit. So you really feel like it's in line with your spine. And then I want you to let your shoulder blades glide together. You're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades and then feel them spread apart. Let them glide together and spread apart. Inhale, let your shoulder blades glide together and spread apart. And do 2 more. And last one. Good. And now just level everything out. And I want you to push down with your right hand and your left knee and open your left hand to the side. Now make sure you can still see that left hand. And I want you to bend that elbow and reach under your right hand. Bend the elbow and reach that left hand out. So you're bending to sweep in and bending to pull it out. One more. Bend that elbow and sweep it under. Bend that elbow and sweep it out. And now lower that left hand. Now,
I like to bend this elbow.
Yes, you are. And then push into your left hand and reach your right arm out to T. And you're going to bend that right elbow and thread the needle. So reach it under, bend that elbow, and reach it straight. Bend the left elbow. As you reach it under, you can bend this is your left elbow. Straighten out your right arm. Do that 2 more times. So as you reach under, you can bend the left elbow. And as you straighten out, reach the right arm and reach the left elbow. Good. Send it out. And now lower that hand back down. Now I want you to come to your forearms because I always want to give those wrists a little break. Okay. And again, I want you to glide your shoulder blades together and then spread them apart. See how it feels to slide them together and spread them apart. And as you spread them out, can you feel the muscle under your armpits wrapping towards your armpits? So the back of the shoulder sort of wraps in towards your armpit. And now hold that connection. Tuck your toes under. And I don't want you to tuck your toes under. I just want you to stay heavy in your forearms. Feel the muscles, the back of the shoulder blades kind of wrap towards your armpits. And I want you to lift your right leg straight up and then lower it down. Push into your left forearm and your right knee and lift your left shin and knee up and lower down. And exhale and lift the right leg up and lower down. Just make it a little hip hike. So you don't even lift the foot, you just shift the hip back in space. So it's a little hip hike and then lower and a little hip hike and then lower. Good job. Okay, now rock your hands in right into your knees and come to tall kneeling. Is that going to work, Sandy? Like this?
Let's find it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, nice. All right, open your arms to T. And I'm going to have you relax your shoulders and feel as though the back of your armpit, like those shoulder blades, are kind of wrapping towards your armpits. Your arms are going to stay where they are in space, but your ribs are going to turn. And then come center. So your arms are connected and the arms are stable as your ribs turn. The arms stay where they are in relation to your rib cage. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Lower your arms, nod your chin, and roll forward. Walk your hands back out to that starting position. Tuck your toes under, and without lifting, you're just going to bend your elbows and straighten them out. Bend your elbows and straighten them out. Feel like your shoulder blades are still flat on your back and just your arm is bending and straightening. Bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. Yeah. Yeah, so you can, if your elbows are gonna go wide, you kind of have to turn your hands in. If your fingers are pointing forward, you kind of need your elbows to go back. But just keep your arms neutral now. So let's light bend your elbow, tuck your toes and cover your knees. And feel for your ribs hugging around you. Breathe in. And exhale and feel like your ribs are hugging your body. And then lower your knees. And then tap your toes. Good job. Okay, walk your hands back up. And this time, I want you to come to tall kneel and put your hands on top of your head. And I want you to side bend up and over to your right. And I want you to use your left side to pull you up. Side bend up and over to your left. Keep the right knee anchored. And use your right side to pull you up. Inhale to side bend. Exhale to pull up. Inhale. Use that right side to stack you up. One more time to up and over to your right. Use that left side to stack you up. Good. Now lower your arms, roll your shoulders back. Good. And come to sit down. Okay. Feet are in front. Okay. And I want you to sit as tall as you can. So you can kind of cheat by pulling up on the backs of your thighs. Yes, getting those sits bones wide. Cheeks are out of your way. And I want you to just pull your tummy muscles in and up. Breathe in. And on your exhale, can you feel like your front ribs are hugging to your back ribs? Good. Lift your arms. Good. And I want you to stay tall on those sits bones and rotate to your right. And exhale to come center. And inhale to rotate to your left. And exhale to come center. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And inhale. And exhale. One more right. Exhale. One more left. And exhale. Good. Now I want you to stay in this really neutral spine with ribs stacked over hips and hinge back. And then unhinge. So there's no articulation of the spine here. Your spine is staying really neutral and stack up. Inhale to hinge. Good. Pull your belly muscles in to stack up. Do two more. Inhale to hinge. Exhale to stack. Now you get to hold this one. And relax your shoulders. And pull your tummy muscles in. And I just want you to roll your left arm and reach. And roll your right arm and reach. And exhale. Good. Move the shoulder blade to row and reach. And row and reach. Last one, row and reach. Hands come back here. And walk back, roll your spine, and let your head rest. Nice work. So hips, knees, and feet in your tracks. I want you to feel like you're ready for your bridge. So your shoulder blades are anchored. Your ribs are down. So put your hands on top of your body, right under your bra strap, really close to your center line. So you can feel the front of your rib cage. And I want you to breathe in until you can't breathe in anymore. And feel your ribs flare. I want you to feel like you're expanding a balloon. You're blowing up a balloon. And then when you exhale, I want you to feel like that balloon is flattening down. Again, breathe in until you can't breathe in anymore. Imagine the balloon is about to burst. And then the ribs are going to flatten out like a balloon flattens out without air. And now pay attention to the ribs at the back of your body. So breathe in and feel your ribs flare into the mat. And those back ribs stay down as your front ribs sink into your back ribs. So it's kind of like you're hugging the front of your body to the back of your body. Good. So the ribs are really helping to keep your obliques turned on. So I want you to keep that little connection with your obliques. Okay, and you're going to push into your shoulders and lift your bum up into your bridge. And now hinge at the hip flexors to let your bum graze the floor and then lift. Bum grazes the floor and lift. Breathe into hinge, exhale to lift. Breathe into hinge, exhale to lift. Good. And do 4. You got it. And 3. So you're doing a little bit of a roll, Nancy. Think of just a straight up lift and lower. Okay, so instead of squeezing your bum a lot, just push with your shoulders and feet, and then when you're at the top, you can grip a little bit more. But I want the lift to be coming from the shoulders and the feet and the belly and the ribs. Do 2 more. And now I want you to hold your hips high. Now they don't have to be flat between thigh and pelvis, but if you can get them up that high, that's great. Right? It takes a little more glute. And now I want you to roll your hips to the right. So your right hip is going to drop and your left hip is hiking. And really reach the left knee forward. And now level it. And roll to the left. Reach the right knee forward and level it. Breathe in to rotate and exhale to level it. Breathe in to rotate and exhale to level it. So as you turn to the right, your left bum muscles work harder. And as you turn to the left, your right bum muscles work harder. Do 1 more to each side. Nice. Come center. Breathe in. Float your arms up. Exhale, take them long. And now hinge back down to the mat. And lower your hips. Good. Bring your hands to support your head. Okay, let your head rest really heavy in your hands. Nod your chin halfway to your chest, and still your head is heavy in your hands. It's your upper abdominals, those rectus abdominals, those ribs that are going to pull you forward as you look between your knees. Good. And while you're here, just double check that you feel like your lower back is still a little bit light. Okay, and you're going to inhale to sink halfway back and exhale to curl up. Inhale to sink halfway back and exhale to curl up. Breathe in to sink and exhale to curl. As you go, keep your head really heavy in your hands and use your upper abdominals to pull you forward. Use your lower abdominals to keep your lower belly muscles heavy on that sacrum. Good. So it doesn't have the sensation of rolling towards you through your pubic bones. Do 2 more. And now hold your curl up, lifted. Keep your head really heavy in your hands. Good. And can you bring your right leg to tabletop and lower it back down. And as you bring the left leg up, keep that pelvis still and lower it down. Keep pushing your head back into your hands as you lift right and lower. Keep pushing your head back into your hands as you lift left and lower. 4 more. You got it. Exhale 3. Exhale 2. Last one. Very nice. And then release your curl back down to your mat. Okay, open your arms to T, palms to the ceiling. Widen your stance. Keep them wider. Rock your hips and knees from side to side. Release the tension across the back of that pelvis. Okay, we're going back to a bridge, but this time instead of doing a neutral bridge, you're doing an articulating bridge. Okay, so that's where you get to lead with your belly and then your bum before you push. So we have sneezing feet in your traps. Breathe in. And on your exhale, I want you to feel for your deep lower belly muscles and use them to kind of push the center of the back of your pelvis heavier and roll hips to ribs. So there's no bum yet, there's no push yet. There's just this deep pelvic tilt, hips are scooping to ribs, lower back is imprinting, and you probably feel your neck perching. Okay, and then from there, start to push into your shoulder blades and your feet. And roll your pelvis towards you and allow your spine to follow up. Good. Breathe in. And now I want you to think of your pelvis rolling towards you again. So really start to try to get pubic bones rolling towards hips. And that will lead the spine back down to your mat. Let your tailbone come down, lower back lighten, and then do that again. So start to use deep belly, pelvic floor. Good. Roll hips to ribs, and you'll feel your neck arch, and then you're going to peel up. Good. Hold your bridge. Breathe in. And you're going to feel your pelvis. Try to roll your pelvis in towards you, and it will lead your spine back down. Good. I want you to do a couple more so I can watch. Breathe in. Good. Roll your lower belly muscle in. Good. Scoop hips to ribs and peel your spine away, pushing into your shoulders, pushing down into the mat with your feet. And hold your hips lifted. Good. And Nancy, I want you to feel how it feels. So come all the way down. Both of you can come down. Move your feet closer to your bum and a little bit narrower. Breathe in. Find deep belly, scoop hips to ribs, roll the pelvis like a little wagon wheel, and peel up. As you peel up, reach those knees forward. Good. Anchor into the big toe balls of your feet. Good. Breathe in here. On your exhale, can you feel as though you're tightening your front suspenders? Really draw hips to ribs. So that's rolling the pelvis in. Nice. Now we're going to anchor into the right arm. So the right shoulder, the right pinky finger is going to push down into the floor. The left foot is going to push down into the floor. And you're going to lift your right leg to tabletop. Beautiful. And then lower it back down. Now push with the right foot in the left shoulder in the back of the left arm and bring the left leg to tabletop. And lower it back down. Good job. Level everything out. Okay, so get those feet in your tracks. Breathe in. Exhale. Push up into your bridge setting. You're going to push into the left foot, right shoulder. Float the right leg. Nice. And lower it down. Good. Get heavy in that right foot. Pull up on that left or right inner thigh and float the left leg to tabletop. Beautiful. And lower it back down. Okay, breathe in here. Float your hands to the ceiling. Exhale, take them long over your head. And peel down out of your bridge. Lengthen as you go. Tailbone comes down last. Nice job. Open your arms to T, palms to the side. Rock your hips and knees from side to side. Sandy, you have weighted balls at home, don't you? I have what at home? Do you have little weighted balls at home?
No, not balls.
Okay. You do. Bring them next week.
I don't know what the weight is.
Oh, if they're any more than twos, then don't bring them.
I have to wait.
Yeah,
I had two, I'll bring you one.
well, you need two. So,
Oh, I know two.
yeah.
So where do I go get them?
Don't worry about them. If you have them, great. If you don't, I'm not going to make all beginners get them right now.
I have two little balls, but they're
Massage balls.
They're massage
Yeah,
balls.
from Marine.
Yeah.
You could bring those just to.
but those were
They're different, but they could serve the purpose for now. Okay. So I want you to bend your elbows and send your arms up towards the ceiling. And then let your arm bones settle into your shoulder sockets. And without really moving your shoulders, can you feel like your arms are making small circles in your shoulder socket? So it's like a spoon in a pot. You're circling, circling, circling. And I want you to feel open across the chest here. And then I want you to go in the other direction. So just circle, circle, circle. And can you notice your head and neck are in line? Okay, chin is in a little. Can you notice your rib cage? Is it settled or is it popping? Can you try to settle your ribs? Good. And hold here. And if you feel like your ribs are popping, I want you to use something to support your head. So reach out and grab that towel or Like I want you guys to try this, even if you don't feel like your ribs are popping. I want you to get your towel and I want you to put it under the back of your head. But before you do that, head is down and just notice where your rib cage is. Okay? And then put that under your head. And notice if your ribs seem to settle down a little bit, especially at the back, the bottom of your rib cage. Okay? Because really people's ribs really pop up in life, and we're trying to get them to settle. Okay, so in this position, okay, I want you to keep the shoulders back and the fingers to the ceiling. Breathe in and feel your front ribs sink down and hug the back ribs. And now bring your right leg to tabletop and feel for your deep lower belly muscles and bring your left leg and keep your ribs down and your lower back light. And now breathe in and roll the right thigh bone in the hip socket so that your toes will touch the floor without changing the angle of your knee. And then roll your left leg forward, tap your toes to the floor, and float. As you roll that foot forward, your job is to keep your ribs anchored, your low back light. So exhale, keep your ribs down, pull low belly in. Exhale, tap. Inhale, float. Exhale, tap. Inhale, float. Exhale, pull those belly muscles back. Now, if this feels pretty good, if you feel connected, okay, through those ribs and belly muscles, I want you to reach the leg forward. So straighten the leg, and then bring it in, straighten the other leg, and bring it in. So as you straighten that leg, I'll tell you, your ribs want to pop. Good. That lower back wants to arch. Keep everything neutral. 5. Exhale, 4. Keep those ribs down. 3. Exhale, 2. And in all my years, this is still hard for me, but it's a foundational exercise. Good job. Okay. Bring your hands up over your breastbones and you're touching like you're saying a prayer. And I just want you to roll to the right and then come center. And breathe in to roll to the left and come center. So as you roll breastbone and rib cage, your job is to keep your hips settled and your pelvis anchored to the mat. Breathe in and expand your ribs, and then exhale and center. Breathe in deeply, let your ribs flare, and then exhale to let them connect. And inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and one more inhale, and exhale, and last one, inhale, and exhale, and lower your arms. Okay, good job. Okay, collarbones wide, head and shoulders heavy. Breathe in, pull belly back, float one leg and then the other. So your ribs are anchored and heavy. And you're going to reach your right leg forward and then roll it back in. And exhale and reach your left leg forward and roll it in. And as you go, there should be no change in your spine and no compression anywhere. So you don't feel like your lower back is pinchy. Right. 5. Pull front ribs to backwards. 4. 3. You got it. 2. Last one. Draw those limbs in. Good. Hold here. Breathe in. Pull the belly back, and I want you to roll your hips and knees to the right. Keep your left shoulder blade down. And now use your left ribs and low belly to come center. Roll your hips and knees to the left. Keep your right shoulder blade flat on the floor. And then use those ribs and lower belly muscles to come center. And inhale to rock to your right. And feel like the side of your ribs and your deep belly muscles are pulling you in. Rock to the left. Feel right ribs wrap you up. Hug them around you to pull me to center. Breathe in to roll right. Exhale, scoop belly back to come center. Breathe in to roll left. Exhale, scoop belly back to come center and lower your feet. Very nice. Okay, shimmy your feet to the edges of your mat. Rock your hips and knees from side to side. Right? And then we're going to come back to the center one more time to bring your hands back to support your head. So hands under head, elbows are high and wide. Breathe in, do a little tiny chin tuck. So now it's like you're holding a grapefruit between your chin and your chest. And your belly muscles curl your upper spine forward. So your shoulder blades come up, your sacrum is heavy, your lower back is still light. And I want you to keep your left hip really, really heavy and rotate to your right. So keep your knees still and then come center. And keep that right hip really, really heavy and rotate to the left and come center. And breathe into rotate right and come center. Inhale to rotate left and come center. Breathe in to turn up and over right and come center. Focus on keeping the right hip heavy. Good. Now focus on keeping that left hip heavy. Nice. One more to each side, okay? Let your head rest, heavy in your hands. Come center, breathe in. Can you exhale, maybe curl up a little higher, sink your tailbone, flatten out your tummy. Good, and you're gonna sink back a tiny little bit to curl up. 8, 7, 6, 5, good, exhale, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold here, breathe in, and then release your curl to the mat. Nice job. Stretch your legs long, stretch your arms long over your head, breathe in, and exhale, just feel like you're getting taller, reaching your feet longer, reaching your arms longer, reaching your core longer. Good. Now let's turn. So I'm going to have you guys turn onto your right side. Okay. So you can face this way. Okay. I'm on my left because I like to feel opposite, although I'm notorious for mixing that up. Okay. So your left leg is reaching long and strong. And I literally want you to feel like this whole side of your body, from the back of your armpit to your hip, stretched long. Your waistline is stretched long. And from your front of your rib to the thighs, stretched long. So there's lots of length here. And you're going to keep all that length as you lower and lift this left leg. And it's a small, controlled movement. And I want you to feel like the work is coming from that left corner of your hip. So behind the hip side, at the corner. Beautiful. Good. Now, Nancy, you've got a little bit of a fold in through your waist when you're doing it. So keep stretching. Keep focused on the stretch so that top waistline doesn't roll in at all. Good. And do 4, 3, 2, and hold. Yeah. And do you feel side bum yet? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Lower it down. Good. Give it a little bit. Good. So from here, I'm going to get you to use your bottom leg now. So the top leg can come here, it can come here. We can even rest on a roller, but we're just going to, I want you to put it wherever it feels best, okay? This top leg, it's the bottom leg you're going to be working. So you're reaching those waistlines long, you're working to keep your hips stacked, and you're feeling for the very top of this bottom leg. So stretch it as straight as it'll go, and start to lift. And lift, and lift. And as you lift, I want you to visualize having a line of strength from the very top of this inner thigh up through your pelvis to right low belly. And feel that, or that's your left low belly. Feel that right inner thigh work. Now hold it lifted, okay? Breathe in and lift it just a little higher. Lift, 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 lift. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And then lower that knife back down. Good job. Okay. Come on to your tummy. Okay. Let your forehead rest on the floor. And reach your arms straight down to your sides. So it's kind of like a soldier, okay? So your head is resting, but your shoulders are rolled back. Breathe in. And when you exhale, I want you to hug your ribs around you. So you feel like your front ribs are hugged up towards your back ribs. Your back ribs are hugging down toward your front ribs. Okay, collarbones are wide. And now I want you to just pick up your forehead. So your head is off the floor. Your arms are reaching long. And you're just going to start to lift your hands up with the muscle at the tops of the backs of your arms. So each time you lift, it's a little exhale. Good. Keep your head really, really still. So core, hold your spine stable. So your forehead doesn't move. 5, 4, 3, 2, last set. Hold. Breathe in. On your exhale, I want you to slowly sweep your arms out to T. So you're like an airplane. And reach wide from pinky to pinky finger. And I want you to lower your hands a centimeter and lift them up. Lower them a centimeter, lift them up. Inhale, exhale. Good. Keep that chin tucked. Head back in line with your spine. Good. Do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Breathe in. Can you exhale and think of getting a little wider from armpit to armpit? And now can you turn your breastbone and rib cage to the left? Your right fingertips will graze the floor and then level out. Turn your breastbone and rib cage right and then level out. As you turn your ribs, keep your hips really anchored. So keep that left hip heavy, left hip heavy as you turn right. Keep the right hip heavy as you turn left. One more in each direction. And then come center and lower your arms and lower your forehead. Good job. Bring your hands up beside your face, elbows rest heavy. Good. Breathe in. Exhale, pull your tummy muscles in, pull your front ribs up. Keep your breast going down, but pull your face back in space. And now I want you to have your hands wider and higher. See, so you're going to be off your mat. Your hands are going to be a little higher. It's going to be a little gentler in your shoulders, okay? You're going to push down into your forearms and imagine you're trying to pull your body up your mat as you peel your breastbone back. And then peel back down. Breathe in. Exhale, push down into the forearms to peel your breastbone away from the mat. So you're still pushing down and back with your forearms. So those underarm muscles get a little activity, right? Or they get turned on. And now peel down, chest heavy, chin tucks, forehead rest. Breathe in. Exhale, pull front ribs to back ribs. Push down and back with your forearms to peel your breastbone back. Open your chest and shoulders. Pull your front ribs to your back ribs and then peel your breastbone back down. Tuck your chin, lower your head. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale, pull belly with you as you lengthen your spine. Peel your chest away from the mat. Roll your collarbones back. You're pushing down and back with those forearms. Good. Collarbones are wide. And now peel back down. Okay, come to your hands and knees. Kind of right back where we started. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And I want you to glide your shoulder blades together and then apart. Glide them together and then apart. Does that hurt at all, Nancy? No, I started doing cat cow. Okay, Well, that's not uncommon in this spot, so we should be okay. Good. All right, so once you've done a couple of those scapular glides, okay, I want you to feel wide, and I want you to actually keep the weight. It's your left arm, right? Left shoulder that bothers you. Okay, I want you to keep the weight in your right hand, and I want you to forward with your left. Like it flatly out some dough, or doing this. Yeah, see, and the elbows. Yeah, and let the impact positive after. Now go forward. Back. Good. Now you got it. We're going to go on the mat. Forward. Back. Force me to. Find more forward. And hold here. And you're going to pound left. So you can cross. What are you thinking? So get up to that. Move it back. And I really want you to feel like there's an impact up towards your feet. Okay, so hands back on your shoulders, knees back on your hips.
What is that supposed to do?
Don't you remember me talking to you about this before? Okay, well, you'll feel the difference. Okay, so you'll feel more connected when you lift that other arm. Remember this when you're doing this, and you get sore through your shoulder, but then when you did it on the other side, it wasn't as hard, and it's because you had time to connect. So that's the whole thing. It actually helps activate these underarm muscles.
Oh, I
Okay.
get that.
Okay. Think of having your hands gripping a handful of sand. Toes are tucked. You're going to get wide across those underarm muscles, okay? And then you're going to lift your knees up. Good. And then you're going to step one foot back and then the other into your plank. Keep your hips open. Keep a little tiny flexion in the elbow. Good. And pull front ribs to back ribs. Breathe in deeply. And exhale. Breathe in deeply. And exhale. And then bring one knee to hover. So your toes tuck in. Bring the other knee to hover. And lower your knees. And untuck your toes. Good job. Go to your forearms. Tuck your toes. Breathe in. Exhale, think of getting tall here from crown of the head to tailbone and unweight your knees. Good. Sweep your knees to the right. Now push into the left forearm a little more to bring your knees center. Sweep your knees to the left. Get heavier in that right forearm to bring your knees center. Sweep your knees right. Push into that left forearm a little more. Sweep your knees. Push into that opposite forearm, come center. Good, last one. Come center. Lower your knees and untuck your toes. So Nancy, your elbows did that last week. Your elbows look a little wide and your knees look far back. So you're making it harder on yourself. Yeah, right? Okay. So take a moment. I don't want to get you up on your knees again. Just stay there and do cat-cow. Okay, so do cat-cow. And on this one, you can choose whether you want to be straight arms or forearms. Okay, so
What's the difference?
well, when you're on your forearms, of course, there's less wrist. Okay, and I think in general, the longer lever is harder, right?
So on your elbow?
Yeah, it's a little gentler.
On your
Yeah. So if you're straighter, it's a little bit harder, I think.
Okay.
Depends on the wrists, right? Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna pull your tummy muscles in, tuck your toes, push down into your hands and toes, hover your knees. Good. Head is back in space. And you're gonna sweep your knees to the right and push down with the left arm a little more. And sweep your knees to the left and push into that left underarm a little bit more.
You may do that, but get a really sharp pain up here.
Yeah, you're tight through those ribs right now. Just keep cat-cow for a minute. Okay, let's, how do you feel, Nancy?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's perfect. There's only two of you here. You don't care, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's pinching in your ribs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just
It
see.
doesn't feel good.
Can you just, so go, I would go to your forearms and go into cat stretch and breathe up into those back ribs. And on your exhale, think of keeping your forearms where they are a little bit, but they're not, and your shoulders where they are, but reaching your hips back towards child's pose. But it's almost like you're trying to resist and keep away from your arms. You will need it away from your arms, but I want you to reach your ribs long. So breathe up into those back ribs. And then when you exhale, just release, relax. Breathe into those back ribs. And relax. So tuck your bum under. Yeah, feel the air come up into those back ribs. Good. Okay, so let's try to hover one more time in the position you're in. So I would bring your elbows under you just a little bit more, Nancy. Yeah, so you should feel like they're not out here. They're tucked like right under your armpits. And when you come up, it's almost like you're pushing your arms apart, okay? So breathe in. Good, exhale, push into your forearms and toes, hover your knees. Good, and breathe up into those back face ribs as you turn your knees. And exhale to come center. Turn your knees and exhale center. One more to each side if it's not tilted. Last time. And then lower your fist and just get it hard.
It's hard. It is easier to go right than it is to go left.
Okay,
It's
interesting.
still hard.
Yeah, yeah. And do you find it any easier on your hands?
My hands still bother me.
No, but like when your arms are straight, is it any easier to turn?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. All right, good job. We're going to transition to something else, and then we're going to stretch and go do the rest of our days. Okay, so go onto your back, or actually just turn around and sit tall. Okay, so we did this at the top of class, remember? Let's just hinge and stop. We did that, right? Yeah, we did. My brain is blurred. Okay, so I want you to round back, and then I want you to sit tall. And then I want you to scoop your pelvis back, and then I want you to sit tall. So think of the pelvis always leading you as you roll and leading you as you sit up. It's the pelvis that leads the spine, and it's still the pelvis that leads the spine as you roll up. So roll, bring your feet in a little more, and roll and scoop hips to ribs. Okay, and breathe in and roll your shoulders back, and then lift one hand, and then lift the other. And exhale and lift. And exhale and lift. Now, if this is easy, you can keep that one lifted and switch. And switch. And keep rolling hips to ribs. Do 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll go all the way back. Roll hips to ribs. Good. And come on to your back. Nice job. Walk your feet really close to your bum. Then widen your stance so your feet are towards the edges of your mat, and roll your hips and knees to the right, and keep your left shoulder blade flat down on the floor, and breathe up into this left side. And exhale and just give into that release. Breathe in, let your ribs expand. And exhale. So rock your hips all the way to your right. Keep them to your right and breathe into your left side. And exhale. And when you breathe in, I want you to notice if you're moving through your core on your inhale. Like a balloon filling up, and then on your exhale, you're the balloon deflating. And one more. The balloon inflates, and then the balloon deflates. Use your deep belly muscles to come over to the other side. Keep the right shoulder down, flat on the floor. Both shoulders are anchored, and use your breath to inflate your body like a balloon. And then use your breath to deflate that core. Inhale and get as much air up into your body as you can. And then as much air to get out. Use your exhale hard. And keep going. When I came in this morning, there was a trolley of stacks and stacks of rows of baking in the middle of the bakery where people walk in and line up. And it was filled with little baskets. And I'm sure they were all full of dough that's rising, right? So there must be a little heater on it or something. Or they just rolled them. They're just starting to rise. It's all sourdough. They must have tons of sourdough. But it's funny because I don't smell the sweets. I just smell baking.
They also don't use for Wednesday. Most Monday, Tuesdays.
That's right. Yeah. Candy, right? Okay, come center. You live really close by, don't you, Nancy?
No, I'm so good for all one.
All right. How do you live in Hesper?
Did.
Yeah, okay. All right, now when everything's middle, now that you've done those rib expansion things, do you feel your ribs a little more heavy? And the thing is that I don't think either of you really feel popped up through your ribs. Because before when I was talking about it and getting your head lifted, your ribs, nobody was like, oh yeah. But people's ribs do flare, and then so what I want you to think about is, does your lower back feel light when your ribs are anchored? And so slide your fingers between your belly button and the floor. Okay, that small of your back should have space. And then breathe in. And on your exhale, can you keep your lower back exactly where it is, but get your ribs heavier, front ribs to back ribs. Okay, and it's hard to keep your fingers under there because it's an internal rotation of your shoulders, but I want you to bring your legs back to tapeworm. See if that lower back feels like it changes at all. Yeah. So lower one foot and lower the other. Okay.
Is it supposed to?
No. Totally still. Okay. So core. And that's what I'm teaching you right now. So your ribs are heavy, your lower back is light, so feel physically that space between your lower back and the floor. Your sacrum is heavy, so that lower belly muscles are kind of keeping the back of your pelvis right near your tailbone heavy. Float one leg up. Okay. Now getting the other leg up is where the core will really shift if you're not really connected. So breathe in. Use a deep exhale to hug the front of your body to the back of your body, and then lift that second leg. Okay? And nothing changed, and nothing should change as you reach one leg and roll it in. Nothing should change as you reach the other leg and roll it in. So we did a lot of these at the top of the class too, and nothing should change in your core. Your core should stay totally stacked and stable. Otherwise, we're rolling around on the vertebra and potentially putting them in a bad spot. So do 5 and 4, and I want to see those front ribs sink. Good. And 3. Yeah, and you make that look like it's not any work, Sandy.
It is.
Is it work? Good.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. All right. Good job. So now I want you So push down with your shoulders and feet and lift your bum. And I want you to sweep your bum to the left and lower it down. And then stretch your right leg out straight. Bring your left knee up and pull your left leg across your body with your right hand. So your right hand goes on the outside of that left thigh. Breathe in. And on your exhale, really give in to this rotation and really allow your left leg to kind of sink. Let's see if we can keep the left shoulder blade at least lightly touching the floor. The left arm is out. Breathe in, fill up your lungs with air. And exhale. Breathe in again. And exhale. And feel a nice opening through that left hip, maybe across the back of your pelvis. And now unwind and lower the left foot and bring the right foot in and shift your bum to the right. Extend the left leg, bring the right leg up, and spiral to the left, keeping your right shoulder down on the floor. And breathe into your right side. So it's like the air is being pulled up into the tight spots on your right. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. They're having a grand old time down there. Prepping all the stuff for the week, right? I think they work, honestly, I think they work 7 days a week. Because it's Monday, they worked yesterday.
Do they?
Oh yeah, they work all day, Tuesday to Sunday, they work all day.
Oh,
Right? They're in there selling.
Wednesdays.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but we're there on Sundays.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I was there on Saturday. They're selling it. I bought some Saturday.
Oh,
And if you're there at 10 o'clock, they'll slice for you.
Oh, really?
So you're not creating, you know what I mean, like,
Mhm.
cut and
Yeah.
everything you want. So just to help out as well.
Oh, okay. So I had some toasted this morning.
It is to die for.
I gotta say,
Yummy.